Good morning, America. This is Dr. Cherry. I want to thank all of you for listening to this new broadcast. And the first thing I want to do, of course, is to make you aware that I had LASIK surgery and I might have to wear glasses for a while. I see very well close, but my eyes are still irritated, and the lights, the smoke, the winds, whatever, just kind of upset my eyes. And since I have light right here, kind of a bit too bright. So I wear those glasses, and you have to see me with glasses for a while. It might take 2 to 3 months before my eyes completely heal. So to those who just jump in and wonder why I look like a pilot, now you know I had LASIK surgery. It's going to take a while to heal. Okay, so the title of this newsletter is SOS, the World Deadly Window. The date is for October the 8th, 7, 8, 9. So this is the window that's ahead of us, which always, as it is a Plutonic window, depict news involving the police, secret coming to light, death, drama, crazy people killing people, cops killing innocent people, name it. So it's going to be an interesting dance. To those of you who have followed me for a while now, you probably begin to understand the various windows that I use. And of course, in the newsletter, you have the appropriated quatrain and obvious keywords that tell you the type of news to expect. First, let's talk about Mercury retrograde. 3 times a year, the planet of communication will go retrograde. Now, to represent communication, transportation, the post office, radio, communication in general, the ancient carved a guy called Hermes, and this guy has wings on his heel. So it is the Lord of communication, or Mercury. 3 times a year, this planet goes backwards. It appears to go backwards. It's an optical illusion induced by the ecliptic of the Earth. So Mercury is still going forwards, but it appears to go backwards. In other words, it's like the sun, which is warming us every day. Let's say there is a mirror, and the powerful energy of the sun, which is needed in order to survive on planet Earth, is kind of pushed away. Okay, so Mercury is communication. So let me give you an example. It's always better. I was on my way back from a trip, and I always exit out of a specific area. Now, about 35 miles from my exit, the entire highway was shut down. I said, oh my God, Mercury is retrograde. So what would have taken me like 15 minutes to do? Took me hours. And then I thought, okay, well, since my truck is dirty, I'm going to go and have it washed. There you go. Get inside that washing machine. Next thing you know, right in the middle, everything stopped. Remember, Mercury rules every moving part. Your washer dryer, your electrical component, your phone, anything that moves is now being under stress, put it this way. And a lot of this stuff will break. Like anything that moves or electronics can and will break, including your car. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to tell you is to warn you not to get upset, because you're going to get stuck. Your plan are going to be going through the window. You make a plan for something, it's not going to happen. It's like, you know, my new Nostradamus Dragon forecast for 2022 was supposed to be out at the end of August, early September. Is not out because my webmaster, sad enough, had a Mercury retrograde episode, so to speak. I cannot go into the detail, but he screwed up his entire planning. And the book will be out from his words, okay, on October 7th. So this book will be available, this ebook will be available in my website, drcherry.com, October 7th. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Remember, Mercury is a retrograde. Stupid things like I took my wife Lexus to change the oil, bring it back home, and all of a sudden a lot of oil coming down. I said, what the hell's going on? That's Lexus supposed to drive 1,000,000 miles. Okay, so I took it back. And then what happened is you're supposed to change the washers under the engine, and then you're supposed to change the rubbers and a whole bunch of stuff. Of course, they did everything for free. They had to also rechange the oil, all that good stuff. This Mercury retrograde. So be cautious of what you do out there when Mercury is retrograde. The good news is that Mercury is going to make you much more receptive to my work. You're going to be more sensitive as you see the news, as you see things around you, as you listen to your friends. Your life is being messed up, everything is screwed up, and everybody gets really stressed. It brings also affairs and people of the past into your life. People you haven't seen forever are going to land on you. They're going to email you. They're going to call you. They say, oh my gosh, I didn't see you forever. I didn't hear about you forever. What a good news. You know, be prepared. Okay. Now, for your information, something that's important. I have to mention that to you. When I got married many years ago, I said to my family, do not fly outside of those dates. For if you do, you're going to pay the price of your ignorance. So I said, you got to listen to me. Fly on those days. They did. And listen to me. The day they arrived in Phoenix, they were supposed to be here for a month, okay? The day they arrived in Phoenix, the very same day, the volcanic eruption in Iceland took place. And hundreds of thousands of people got stuck in airports. The entire airline industry was shut down because of this Icelandic volcano that exploded. My family arrived just the day that it exploded. And they spent a month happy with me, traveling the United States. Okay, they escaped the worst of the worst of the worst. And then a month later, when everything goes back together, they went home. So that's the beauty of being cosmic conscious and paying attention to my work. All right, now, this being said, let's talk a little bit more. If you read Brian Laundrie, Gabby Brian, Secret Drugs Use Divulge, and watch the video, I give you enough explanation to understand what happened to those kids. Meantime, I have to repeat myself, so it really sinks. And since Mercury is retrograde, you get it better. Gabby was born under the sign of Pisces. This is an over-emotional, super sensitive, big-hearted, always concerned with everybody in the world, nature, animals, and the poor, God knows what. That's Pisces. I'm one of those, okay? And the problem that she was also born with a very aggressive, childlike moon, which regulates her emotion in the aggressive sign of Aries. And this sign is ruled by Mars, which is the warrior in astrology, in the sign of Scorpio, which is a sign of death and drama. So she was like a volcano of uncontrolled combative emotions. That was induced, of course, by the nefarious reptilians who hijacked her stars, okay, her body, her mind, and her soul. And as a Pisces is a very addictive sign. The use of drugs and alcohol or religious fanaticism is pretty much what it is with Pisces. Remember, you have two fish. The good fish, Einstein, Michelangelo, George Washington, Dr. Cherry, the artist, the singer, Lady Gaga, Barbara Streisand, the positive fish. And then you have the negative fish, Osama bin Laden, Joel Osteen, who else? Reverend Jones, all the crazy lunatic religious fanatics people, ISIS, and so forth. That's the negative fish. So knowing that she was extraordinarily sensitive, and having this moon in Aries and Mars in Scorpio, as I said, she was a volcano of emotions that Brian was trying to control at all time. Okay. Now, Brian was a very powerful, supremely intense, even controlling Scorpio. He was the lizard. He was not the eagle, obviously, because if you listen to my video, he was born with the tail of the dragon in Pisces. That makes him, again, very much prone to use drug. It's written in light. Don't use your common sense of your logic if you're delegating with me, okay? Now, his very deadly emotional scorpionic nature took over his judgment, okay? And his tail of the dragon in Pisces is right into the 5th house of love and romance, in his 5th house of love and romance, which happens to be Gabby's sun sign. The seat of attraction between these two kids was extraordinarily strong. The chemistry between those two is simply impossible to resist. They had to attract each other's. Now, Brian is bold. Usually, boldness comes from his inner constant struggle to control his own boiling emotions, okay, which burned the root of his hair. Okay, this relationship was karmically cursed, but none of them had cosmic consciousness, and those kids could not avoid their deadly fate. You know, when it comes to astrology, it's just black and white. It's not yellow, and there is a lot of things that is divulged through astroforensic or astrology that could benefit the FBI. But, you know, the police and the FBI, they never really behave like true detective when it comes to my cosmic work. And of course, an indoctrinated, religious, scientifically poisoned, and oblivious society is unable or even unwilling to investigate God's cosmic design and the formidable values associated with the science of divine astrology, my good friend. So what's going to happen? When you get into the newsletter, you are going to see the SOS to the world window that I posted, okay? The negative Plutonic window where secrets comes to light will be October 7th. We could also get more interesting, shocking news on the next window, which will be October 14th. So just pay attention to these dates. Pay attention to the quatrain, okay? And again, if you are cosmic conscious or if you're curious, then become a VIP. Then get to know what's going on. I just posted today the Plutonic, all the SOS deadly window for the entire month of October. If you plan to go somewhere and you do not know about those windows, you're playing Russian roulette. And if you do not know, on top of that, you're on a cosmic biorhythm, which means a very negative cosmic wind taking place. And that is combined with your own personal chart, a negative cosmic wind. The 2 and 2, okay, makes 4. And the 2 and 2 means bye-bye if you do not pay attention of what you say, what you do, or where you go during those days. Remember, those stars were not created by God, or the moon for that matter, to endorse the financial venture of those rich billionaires out there who are wasting billions of dollars when this money should be used to teach people like Brian and Gabby and their parents and the entire world how God operates through the sign and through the stars. So for now, all I can do is to suggest you to go and click on the newsletter. Be prepared for that nasty upcoming window, 7, 8, and 9, okay? Because as I said, whatever you do, whatever you say during those days might cost you your life. Avoid large gathering. Be smart, because that's where the reptilian red carpet is laying down for them to kill you or your children. Be cautious. I don't have joy on making you aware of the negativity. Now, you want to hear the good things? You can too. Remember, positive, negative, up and down, black and white, the front, the back, the reptilians, the draconis, male, female, the yin and yang. I can also point out the greatest energy that makes up your cosmic divinity. I can point out all this great blessing that you were born with. But that demands you to be curious. And it's only when you are ready that the real teacher, Dr. Terry, will appear in front of you, face to face on Zoom. And you get what you pay for. My gosh, as I said, I wish you could see the face of all the people that I deal with. You could see and hear the endorsement that they're giving me after spending an hour or so. I know you better than you know yourself. I know all the sins and virtue you were born with. As much as Brian was a Scorpio, nobody was there to teach him. As much as Gabby was an over-emotional, super sensitive, aggressive Pisces, nobody was teaching her, which means all the people that are dead, that had wasted their life, those who will die, okay? We can do nothing unless we re-educate these people. They are a victim of ignorance. They are a victim of a religious or scientific system that don't care about you, but care about your money. Billions and trillions of dollars being advertised on television. Any advertise you see on television for 10 or 15 seconds is over $250,000. All this money that these billionaires have in their hands, they should give me a little bit so I can start to open my astrological schools, because when I see those schools slowly but surely replacing all these churches, which are nothing else than banks, okay, which are erected in the most wealthy parts of the United States. In every wealthy corner, you're going to have a church. It's a bank. It's nothing else. It's a bank. And they do not teach you God cosmic design and Jesus' initial cosmic ministry, which is divine astrology. I teach that. And since you are a curious superhuman, you are here and you're coming back to hear more, because you know everything you're going to hear here as I'm into the future will come to pass. And if you doubt me, hey, just be patient, pay attention, make notes. All right, you've been patient. We've been patient, as always, as I do at the end. We're going to do a little bit of Astro Tarot. We're going to pick up a card. Okay, remember, I do not know which card I'm picking. Okay, and this card is a message. The message is the Hermit. The Hermit means you may want to dig into your past life with the Mayan, the Incas, the Sumerian, who, if you're a very old soul, bring that wisdom into your life. The Hermit says, don't put your head in the ground like an ostrich, okay? Rebuild that wisdom, bring it to the light. Help me to get that wisdom that was once upon a time taught in our college university during the old days, and bring it to the light for the children of the future. Because you know what? As I always says to my student, I don't think my wisdom will benefit this current generation, but my work is made for the children of the future. So be part of it. At least share my work. Help me save life, and be very cautious of the upcoming windows, these Plutonic windows. Many people will make it. So be prepared for news from Russia, maybe cyber attacks. Be ready for information about what took place with Gabby and Brian. And you know my philosophy. And my work is gone. And the FBI has yet a hell of a lot to learn about forensic astrology. And I know they are listening to me and reading my work. You know, they came in my house twice. 4 kids, 34-year-old kids. They thought that was a sleeping cell because I gave the exact date of the terrorist attack in Paris and New York. That's why I didn't want to go anymore and advertise my work for free to the FBI, because they are not ready for my work. You are. Until then, my good friend, God bless all of you. Just be cautious and please share my work. Bye-bye.